Okay. Am I streaming? I think I'm streaming. Okay. Am I streaming? Yes, I can hear myself. All right, great. All right. Hello, how's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for waiting. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Whoa! Did that sound a little garbled? Thank you kindly for the applause, SROM. Thank you so much for the applause. All right, so let's see. First things first. Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. Gibson Lens, welcome in. Gibson Lens, thank you so much for the 13 months resub. That's over a year. That's insane. That means I've been an affiliate for almost 13 months, or if not 13, slightly more than a year. That's crazy. Better early than never. That's true. I mean, also people usually say better late than never, but like that's insane. Um, and then SR Music, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Welcome in. How are you guys doing tonight? Chan, Gibson, and SROM. Yeah, I was making some changes, and yeah, this was like the earliest I could make it. So the one thing about having a kid, and then like as they get a little bit older, like they want to go to bed later, and so even if you have like the bedtime earlier, they're big enough to like have a conversation with you and be like, no sleep. So yeah. Okay, all right. So I don't really feel like advertising today, so we can just get started. So yeah, trick list is open. Feel free to request. Charlie's Beats, welcome in. How's it going? Oh yeah, let me do the eyes. Hold on, wait. Should I try and emulate the eyes? Let me get my face really close to the screen, and then like, oh wait. Okay. Sorry, if anybody's curious about what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to emulate the eyes emote that Charlie Gibson Lens and I just did. Big eyes. All right. Okay. All right. So I've been stressed out this week, and I've been busy with stuff. So between like work and like some magic stuff, and perhaps planning for an event that's happening in October. Which, by the way, they still say I should. Well, I mean, they didn't reinforce this, but I think I'm not. I wasn't supposed to say anything until I officially signed paperwork, which still hasn't happened yet. But all the things are rolling. So, um, all right. Okay. Let's see. Oh, before we get started, let me go ahead and get my cheating gloves ready. So, if anybody doesn't realize, here's my cheating gloves. I usually start every stream with this. And ideally, I would not do this during a show. Like, I would do it before a show, but since this is just a stream, I mean, you guys know I'm doing sleight of hand magic. Like, this just helps me out. It prevents me from licking my fingers, which is kind of disgusting, especially thinking that I'm dealing with cards, and then potentially if there were real people interacting, they would touch them. Like, it seems horrible. So, trust me, for my sanitation, that works. All right. Now let's open up our Twitch deck. And here we go, Twitch deck. Let's see if I can still. So I've stopped doing like practicing like flourishy things, like doing things like this. It still looks like I can do okay. It's not like the best, but I can still kind of do it. I don't practice that. Let's put it that way. All right, and we do have a trick that Chan the Magic Man has just requested. Chan, thank you for requesting. Oh, there is actually. Hold on, before we start doing stuff, because I always feel bad if I end up missing people, and then if there's like a lot of people that come in. Um, let's do some shout outs first. And actually, I don't know if there's one person that I've always seen in my chat like list, and I don't know if he's actually here most of the time because I don't know if he says anything. but I see him like when I start stream. There's like sometimes the mods are in here, and then it's probably the name of a bot or just somebody that I don't know. And then this person, which if you guys are not aware, it doesn't say his name in chat now, but I'm going to shout out New Baroque. So if you guys are not familiar with New Baroque, please give New Baroque a follow, because New Baroque is an excellent violinist and a friend of the music Twitch community. So definitely give New Baroque a follow if you aren't already. Okay, all right. So let's also do some shout outs for people who are currently in chat. Let's go ahead and shout out our friend Chan the Magic Man. If you guys are not following Chan the Magic Man and you like magic, Chan will do magic on Magic Mondays. So if you catch Chan, I think New Baroque uses an app to be in a lot of chats at once. I totally get it. Yeah, so if you catch Chan on most other days, Chan might be playing retro games or solving Rubik's Cubes, but Chan does do magic on Magic Mondays. So please give Chan a follow. All right, awesome. And then also, if you are not following our friend SROM Music, please give SROM Music a follow. Does music to old-time movies. So, and also a strong supporter of Magic Twitch, so definitely give SROM a follow. Let's see. And one day, Charlie's Beats will stream again. Let's give our friend Charlie's Beats a follow. Gamer, coder, musicer. Also has a great sense of humor. SROM also apparently has heard of Cocteau Twins, so that's a plus. Yes, FYI, if you didn't know, Gibson Lens was seeking more Cocteau Twins fans. All right. Yes. Hype. All right. Thanks for the hype, Charlie. All right. Okay. So this first trick is a trick that I have to get ready for because let's see here. There we go. To hell with me. There is magic on Twitch. Oh my god. Okay, so there's going to hopefully be more magic on Twitch. That's the hope. That's what's happening. I mean, to be fair, right? Right as of right now, I think in any given time of the day, you can find, and this is no offense to anybody else, but like you can find game streams, you can find music streams, and you can probably find productivity streams. I think there might be enough of them, but magic streams, I don't think you can find them at any time of the day. So that is my input. Okay, all right, cool. Here we go. So we have a trick called Wildcard. Okay, so I have a packet of cards here. We have a 9 of spades, a 9 of spades, a 9 of spades, and a 9 of spades. But there's actually, there's 9 cards, but they're all 9s of spades. Except for, actually, this one is the Queen of Hearts. So 9 of spades, 9 of spades, 9 of spades, 9 of spades. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to be doing something interesting with all these 9s of spades. There is one thing that this Queen of Hearts can do. This Queen of Hearts is pretty popular, and this Queen of Hearts can make each and every other 9 of spades see the way that it sees. And all it takes is just one little snap. And here, once she recruits another one of hers, they can find another 9 of spades, and actually that will turn it into a Queen of Hearts as well. And look, we could even do something like this, and that will go ahead and turn the Queen of Hearts, turn the 9 of spades into a Queen of Hearts. And here we go again. There we go. One more time. And of course, this 9 of spades. Resistance is futile. We wanted to say that because this 9 of spades happened to be a Star Trek fan, so that's all. Because look, it's all that it takes. And this one, turn the whole packet over there. And the last 9 of spades is going to get assimilated. And there we have our our Queen of Hearts. And that, my friends, is a trick called Wild Card. Chan the Magic Man, thank you kindly for the request. Hopefully you enjoyed. Do you do this one, Chan? Are you familiar with this one? Gibson Len says there's a reading, study, and co-working collection on Twitch, so that makes it bigger than Magic. Yes, right. Here I am, being very, very poor in the world of, Twitch options for categories, and we've stolen an NES game that is empirically horrible. As I watched a YouTube video that explained how the NES magician plays. Surprisingly, there's no modern day port with quality of life improvements. Alright, thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, SRAW Music. Thank you so much. Okay, so I've been working on something which is kind of like a redux of an old trick. And I think you guys have seen me do it a few times. It's like a trick that's been on the trick list for a while. But I used to do it a certain way. And I'm trying to find a way to do it more organically. And yeah, I performed this once months ago. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah. It's a nice fun one. So the thing that I feel about the wild card plot is that I'm doing it because I don't tell a story like Jack does. So if you guys are not aware, infos are. If you guys are not aware and you want to follow another Twitch magician, InfoXR. InfoXR has a great version of this where he's telling a story about sisters and vampires, and so it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. And I don't know if I have found a story that I would like to do with this in that manner. And obviously I don't want to copy him, and I think his version is actually a published version from a professional magician. But yeah, he uses the vampire plot. Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. So, although to be fair, I almost kind of came up with the Star Trek version of it, right? So actually, wait, instead of the Queen of Hearts being the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Hearts should be the Borg Queen, and all of the 9 of spades are actually the everyone getting assimilated. That would make perfect sense. Okay, all right, somebody remind me of that next time I do it. Anyway, the Element of One. Hello, welcome in. How's it going? Is this your first time here, the Element of One? Welcome in, the Element of One. By the way, if you're not following our friend, the Element of One. So long story short, the Element of One. I have not really caught one of your streams, but I know you stream because I've shouted you out several times. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I believe I'm following you. Nope. Okay, here we go. Following you now. Okay. Whew. I could have sworn I followed you, but then again, so human memory is terrible. I know this because not only am I interested in psychology, but also you depend on it sometimes in Magic. So that is what's going on. Okay. Yes, first time here. Gibson Lens told me if I didn't come here, I wouldn't be able to hang out with him in Vegas. What? I'm sure that's not what Gibson Lens said. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, Gibson Lens, also his name is Bert. Bert, really nice guy. I don't think he would ever make such an ultimatum. Oh, nice! I'm in the field of psychology myself. Oh, element of one. That's so awesome. Okay, so you know how fallible human memory is. Okay, so I'm going to be doing. I would like to do a trick next. Oh, so anybody? By the way, oh, maybe Nam doesn't know me as well as he thinks he does. Oh, okay. I mean, to be fair, I would like to spend more time with people, but I have a baby. I mean, I guess it's toddler now, which arguably makes it harder to hang out with people. So yes, I would love to hang out more, but it's yeah. Anyway, in real life hangout, we'll do it. I mean, as far as I know, I don't know Gibson Lens as like the ultimatum vindictive type, but eh. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate the support when I hang out with Gibson Lens. No problem. All right, cool. Okay, so if anybody, oh, by the way, hi, my name is Nam. I am also known as Crazy Asian, spelled the way that you see it in the channel. But I like to do sleight of hand card magic, and that's what I do. I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist, and I let people request tricks if you would like, and otherwise I just, right, like today is pretty casual. I'm probably going to practice some stuff, so alright. But if anybody wants to request something but you don't know what to request, you can just type !random, and that'll randomly put a trick into the queue. Note there is one non-magic trick in the trick list, and yeah. Okay, so reminder, hydrate everybody. So if you have not hydrated for a while. Okay, so I wanted to do this trick, the inverted card trick. If you've seen me do this before, I usually do it a certain way. I'm trying to figure out a new way to handle this technically. So it might not be that interesting to, you know, lay people who aren't into the magic, but I'm trying to deal with this in a way where I could basically do it anywhere with a borrowed deck of cards, the same way that I normally do it. It's not exactly the same, but yeah. The element of one. Will this be part of the workshop in Vegas? All right, the element of one. Let me tell you some details about the stuff in Vegas. So, long story short, yes, I applied to have an interactive workshop, and it was conditionally accepted. Then I found out the conditions, and then there was this whole rigmarole a couple weeks ago to try and figure out if I could meet those conditions. I met those conditions. Now we're proceeding with the process. So it's not a 100% done deal, but it's pretty, I would say, far forward in the process. And I mean, like, the speakers and I already got our comped badges. But yeah, so it's an interactive workshop on performing magic on Twitch. And so the plan is everybody who's attending is going to get a deck of cards. And the interactive part is I'm going to be teaching some stuff, some magical stuff in the workshop. So that's the plan. So we're going to talk about me, how I got started. We're going to talk about magic in general. We'll talk about Magic Twitch, the community, like, you know, the 4 halves of Magic Twitch and such. And then we're going to have some time where people are trying to learn some magic. So I'm putting together the presentation right now. Full disclosure, I haven't even shared it with the mods yet, which are the speakers. So as well, in addition to me. And because it's only like half done, like it's not fully done yet, but I've still got like a week and a half before, yeah. So I'm gonna try to join that then on Saturday. Okay, sweet. Is that when it is? Because I don't know if they confirm things on the schedule. They told me that it could be moved around and stuff. So I I didn't want to like put my heart set on something until like I signed the paperwork that says yeah, everything's happening and stuff. So. Hey, welcome in, House Andrell. How's it going? Good evening, friend. Sounds wonderful. Can't wait to hear more. Excellent. So that is, yeah, I was just explaining the whole interactive workshop that I'm hosting for TwitchCon. So that's, as I said, not 100% yet. Haven't signed the paperwork to be like, you know, it's a done deal, but we're pretty far in the process. Hopefully, I mean, I'm hopefully being diligent about everything, so I hit everything, and it's going to happen. So, oh my god, thank you kindly so much for the resub, Kisogo. Welcome in. How are you doing? Sorry I haven't been around to hang out in your streams, but hopefully you're doing well tonight, Kisogo. Alright, let's see. Where was I?
So yes, House and thanks for giving House Andrel a shout out. So if you guys are not following our friends House Andrel, please give our friends House Andrel, Andrew and Michelle. Also, they live in Vegas, so hopefully we'll get a chance to see them. Whether they're going to TwitchCon or not, they're going to be physically so close that I'm sure we'll meet up at some point. But yeah, they'll play games, they do music, and we've even seen them swimming in their pool. So let's see. Kisogo, thank you so much. By the way, hi. Yes, all right. But everybody, the by the way, hi is catching on because I think more people are starting to use it. I've actually seen a few other people use the by the way, hi. So if anybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, by the way, hi, like please spread it. Oh, are you going to TC? Yes, I'm going to TwitchCon. Long story short, I might actually be presenting an interactive workshop at TwitchCon. I'll probably be presenting it. Like as I was saying, like I won't like I haven't signed the paperwork to be like it's absolutely 100%, but we're pretty far in the process. So yeah. So maybe at a Starbucks. So, yeah. We will be there. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. You have the Las Vegas badge. You will be there. All right. Sweet. Let's see. Hello. Hope you've been well, friend. Yes, Kasogo. I've been. Long story short, I've been stressed out. There's been a lot of things happening with like work and like my 2-year-old is like staying up later and stuff. So pool party for sure. Oh yeah. So I have a pool here, so it's like, oh okay. Your pool looks super fun though. But yeah, we'll see if I'm gonna see where I can fit in the process. But I think I don't have too much to do after it ends on Sunday, and I don't have to be at the airport until like 10 p.m. So anyway, let's see. I've seen you use it in Jack's stream. Okay, I will DM you. All right, so yeah, yeah. I use by the way hi in like a lot of the streams that I go and hang out in for the most part. So by the way hi, yes. I've been well, thank you. How are you? Okay, awesome. All right, thanks for giving Kisogo Plays a shout out. So I originally found Kisogo because Kisogo actually does productivity streams. I'm not sure how long, because last couple of times I tried to find a productivity stream that was on your regular schedule. It wasn't there, but I know that you've been busy with stuff, so obviously no pressure. But then I started hanging out because Kisogo is playing or was playing Final Fantasy VII, and there have been a bunch of sessions. I saw you were on like disc 2 at some point. I was lurking, but I haven't been keeping up. So, did you beat it yet? Yeah, doing great. Been really busy with work, but it's a good thing. Yeah, I've been busy with work too. So, okay, dude, FF7 is taking so long. I mean, JRPG forever. I think I'm in disc 3. Oh, okay, are you in the final crater dungeon? Because that's where you are. That's where it would be. All right. I'm sorry. There's probably so many people in the chat waiting for magic, and let me do this trick, and then we'll catch up. So feel free to continue chatting. All right, guys. So I've been doing this trick called the inverted card trick. You guys have probably seen me do it before. So what I'm going to do is let's have a card selected. It doesn't really matter what it is. So just for the purposes of this exercise, I'll just pick one. You guys know that when we have a card picked. I'll look away, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I did open my eyes, but I swear I wasn't looking at anything. It doesn't really matter. So, okay, hopefully somebody's got it. I'm going to turn it face down. Okay, excellent. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this back into the deck. Yes, get on with the magic. Don't be like me and get hella sidetracked. La la la. No. It's okay. It's okay. Look, everybody has their own stream. You guys can run your own stream however you like, right? Okay, so, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and place this card back into the middle of the deck, like so. Actually, that's not quite the middle, so let's place it closer to the middle. Is that better? That's better. Okay, so here we go. Okay, back into the middle. Okay, so now here's the thing. The card's in the middle. Some people think that I'm holding a break or something, but I'm not. So, okay. Then what I want to do is magically find the card. But how we're going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and just bring out the deck sock, because every time I need some magical power, the deck sock does it for me. Look at that. Look at that deck sock.
Okay. So here we are. If I go ahead and spread through the cards, there is a card in here that is facing in the opposite direction. Okay, so now we would be able to tell Dexok-kun! No. Dexok-sama. If anybody's into Japanese culture. Okay, so now you could tell me what the card was. Hopefully somebody had it. Anybody want to tell me what the card was? Or I can just flip it. I can assure you this was the card. This is definitely the card. I legitimately don't know what it is at this point in time. It is indeed the Queen of Hearts, signed by House Andrell. Was this the card? This was the card, right? So that's the first phase. That's the phase that most people probably know. Yeah, it's our card. Great. All right, excellent. So now what I want to do is I'm going to do it again, and here's the part that's slightly different. So I want to take it, and I'm going to go ahead and place it, face down into a face down deck like this. And I'm just going to, I'm not holding any brakes or anything. But the one thing that I do want to do is show. Some people think that I would control the card and keep it on the top, but actually I'm not doing that because the card on top is some other queen. That's not your card, right? And so what we need to do is do something else. And here, look, if I actually were to scroll through the entire deck right now, you might be able to see the card. But let me go ahead and use the deck sock to invert it. The deck sock just did a full body slam onto the deck. Okay, here we go. Now if I were to spread, there's a card conspicuously facing in the opposite direction. I wonder what card it is. Ooh. Obi-Wan, welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. I was going to say tonight, but I realized you're in a very distant time zone, so it's probably morning for you. Okay, so this should be our card. The Queen of Hearts, signed by House Andrell, who's also in chat right now. There we go. It's 11 a.m. still. Yep, that's right. So yeah, that is my new handling of the inverted card trick. That is actually impromptu. That might not mean much to non-magicians, but for magicians in chat, impromptu. This version, I think it looks good. So yeah, that's what it was. Okay, and that, my friends, that was trying something new. Technically something new. The presentation almost would look identical to the old version. I think there's like 2 spots in which it varies a little bit, but from a magician standpoint, being able to do that with any deck of cards at any time, it's, yeah, so looks awesome. Love the body slam. Hear that, deck sock? They love your body slam. You can sign up for WWE or WWF before they disbanded, or what's the newest wrestling federation? I don't follow sports ball, and yes, people will tell me yes, there's no ball in wrestling. I'm aware. I just refer to all sports generally as sports ball. So, and that doesn't mean that I don't dislike them. It's just I just generically refer to them as that. So I love watching games that are close. So I love watching games that are like overtime or, kickoff or tied, because that means they're close and they were good. But the thing that I don't know about a lot of things are like the history of teams, the history of players, the drama that has occurred between players and people and communities, and it's just like, all right, I don't have time for any of that. But if I watch a good game, like I will sit there and watch like 45-minute clips of like the greatest sports moments of all time. Like people making like a last second shot, a 3-pointer that wins the game in basketball, or like, bottom of the ninth, kind of stuff. So, but it's WWE now, yeah. But I was all told the match are prearranged. Okay, all right. It's still WWE. They changed their name because the World Wildlife Fund. Oh, I did not realize that. By the way, hi. No, the trick queue is empty. If anybody wants to request any tricks, feel free. You're welcome to. Trick requests are free. And also, I did get some new decks. So one of the things that I've been getting back into lately is chess. If anybody likes to play chess, I am crazy Asian on both chess.com and on Chess. So feel free to add me, start a game if you want. But the reason why I mentioned that is one of the new decks of checking the gaff meter. By the way, hi Nam. By the way, hi, checking the gaff meter. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. Hi, thank you. So I bought this. So there was this magic site that started having decks on clearance, and I bought a few because they are getting out of the deck creation, I guess, business. They still have magic, so they're going to be selling, magic tricks. But they're not going to be, I guess, making their own decks anymore. And they've made a lot of decks in the past. So if anybody cares, that site is called the Illusionist, ELL Illusionist. Oh, nice! I used to stream chess. Chan, you played chess. All right, if you would like to play. So I don't know if I'm that good, but I'm not terrible. So I mean, if you want to play, I just enjoy playing. And honestly, if you're way better than me, that's fine because then I'll learn something. And if you're way worse than me, I'm sorry, but if you want to play, yeah. So this deck is a deck called Knights, and it was created by two people, Madison and Ramsey. Chris Ramsey you may have seen on YouTube as a magician, and then Daniel Madison. I have a couple of tricks that I learned from him on my trick list, but you should see this deck if you like. Let me just make sure that there's nothing crazy. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so the front will look kind of interesting because you'll see that all of the black suits are black, but the red suits are gold. And then I think some of the face cards will look like Chris Ramsey or Daniel Madison. And then the backs, the back is like where the chest part comes in. I haven't heard of Chels in ages. Jimmy Kaner, welcome in. Yo! So if you take a look really close, there's just a ton of chess pieces on the back of this. And so, yeah. So, yeah, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So I had to get myself a couple of those. So we have two choices for jokers, which is, so one of them is, so here's the backs. Joker looks like this. And if anybody isn't aware, Daniel Madison's bird is that's Daniel Madison's bird. And then the other set of jokers are a pair of knights just facing each other. So you can pick and choose which set of jokers you want to use when you're performing. Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, coming back up here. All right. I know we've been on a tangent. Nobody's requesting anything, so let's put something in the queue. And also, let's give our friend Jimmy Kaner a shout out. Plays piano, and he will request Get Lucky basically everywhere. That's so. If you've seen somebody ask for Get Lucky, definitely it's probably Jimmy Kaner. Okay, let's see. All right. See, big trick energy. All right. I'm not good at it either. I try though. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, if anybody wants to play chess, you guys let me know. I'm thinking, what's the get lucky trick? I don't know. I don't know. You know what? That just means Jimmy has to show up, request every trick, see how every trick goes, and then Jimmy will have to determine which one is the get lucky trick. So that's probably the process. So that may take many streams because there's like 60 tricks on the trick list. So get lucky, baby. Yeah, thank you, my guy. Yeah, no problem, Jimmy. Sneakily found my song list. Lol. All right, that's an interesting challenge. I mean, because like I could probably put forth and make something up for it, but I'd rather not like feed. I know Jimmy's got to determine which one is the get lucky one, right? That's how that works. Okay. First things first. I do have to find some cards for this trick, so I'm just gonna grab a few. Hang tight. And I still don't know how to pronounce the name of this trick. It's like Michael Elevator. Like I used to pronounce it Michael Elevator, but then I read it and I think it's like one syllable less. So that's kind of like where I'm at with this. Okay, all right. So, oh well, hold on. I'm totally missing. There we go. Okay. Okay, this trick is called Michael Evader. Yeah, Michael Evader. Michael, it's somebody somebody figure out how that's pronounced. And okay, so we have 3 black spot cards. These don't matter, and we have the 4 kings. These are the ones that do matter. And so what I would like to do is I'm going to go ahead and theme this trick a little bit as a zombie apocalypse. So each one of these kings I will lay out like this, and all the black spot cards are just going to be zombies. So each one of these is going to represent zombies. Now, these zombies are going to approach each one of these, let's call them apartment buildings, and so each apartment building has one of our kings in it. And as in all zombie movies, the zombies are going to descend on the first king here in the first apartment building. But that king is our first hero, and as you know, when the first hero encounters the obstacle, they can't die. They have to survive for, the remainder of the episodes to get to the end, right? And so that king isn't surrounded. That king actually is on top of the apartment building, and that king is going to get saved, so that king can escape. Now look, we have the zombies. They were unable to get our first king, and so they're going to now try and capture their next king. Let's see, Gibson says, I assume it's Mike Elevator. Mike Elevator. Oh, that works. Mike Elevator. That's perfect. Okay, so here we go. Zombies will now go ahead and descend on the second king. And that second king happens to find enough resources, i.e. bullets and guns, resources, to survive this zombie onslaught because it's able to jump up to the top of the apartment building and escape. Now, the zombies, these are not just like those mindless zombies that will run after you and just try to eat your brains at no cost. They kind of think a little bit. So instead of trying to descend upon this king, they try and surround him. So let's pretend that is surrounding. But of course, as you know, what's going to go on is this particular king has found a way to escape, and basically has found a hidden trap door that hid him, and then he was able to get up to the top of the apartment building because there he is. And he was able to get away safely. Now this last king actually, once the zombies get there, did not realize that this particular king was a pilot. And so if I show you, there's our fourth king, the King of Hearts. And this King of Hearts gets into the airplane, flies over all of the other kings, and picks them all up so that they are not in any more danger, leaving all of our zombies in the dust. And that, my friends, is Mike Elevator, themed as the zombie apocalypse. There you go. Happy Sunday the 13th, everybody! Jimmy Kaner, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. Happy 13th. Mark Rides, welcome in. How are you doing today? I'm Uni. Hello. How's it going? Welcome in. Thank you, my guy. You're welcome. Mark Rides putting in a random request. Excellent. And then we also have a request for Charlie's Beats as well. So, House Andrell has got the Chewy. Okay. All right. I guess because I see the Chewy emotes, I have to try my best Wookiee. Is that how this works? One's in chat if you want me to try my best Wookiee. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats, and 100 bits, Jimmy Kaner. And, yes, if anybody didn't know, I'm Uni was the one that helped me out with the new LOL, which admittedly I've liked and have been using a lot more than the regular LOL, because I have it, so why not? Yeah. One's in chat. Thanks, Mark Rides. Okay, so here we go. Here's my best Wookiee. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was my best attempt at Wookiee. If you couldn't tell what I was saying in Wookiee, I was saying the deck sock is the talent here and not me. That's what the Wookiee was saying. I had to translate. I know, it's tough. It's tough to understand Wookiee. Thank you kindly for the laughs, everybody. Tech sock. Okay, all right. I have to let me prep here for the next trick as requested by Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the request, Charlie. Okay, let me see here. 1, 2. I need a 2. I'm looking for a 2. Where is the 2? Sorry. Hold on. There's no way. Okay, yeah. I'm just bad at going through cards. That's just the situation. Okay. All right. Thank you kindly for the Doritos. Checking the gaff meter. Hype! The suck doesn't suck. Lol. Okay, all right. Charlie, thank you for the request, Charlie's Beats. Actually, let's put it right there. So maybe the Charlie's Beats here can line up with the Charlie's Beats in the request. Okay, so what I have here is 3 cards. We have the 3 of spades, 2 of spades, and ace of spades. Now, what I want to do is I want to... Hold on. I think I need to start over. Mostly because these cards, I think, need to be in reverse order. So, all right, let's try that again. Here we go. Starting over from the top. I have the ace of spades, 2 of spades, and 3 of spades. And each one of these guys is a traveler to a different, they are different travelers because that's the name of the trick, 3 travelers. And, so I'm so sorry. I think I started it the right way before. Or maybe this is part of the act for this particular trick. I know, plausible deniability. Okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2, ace. Haha. I fooled you. I got you guys to come here and I didn't do a magic trick and I just fooled you because I just swapped cards around a bunch of times. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave the 3 and the 2 and I will go ahead and take the ace and place it here. So, okay, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and take the ace and place it down on the bottom. All right. We'll never know. Okay, so I'm actually so now that I'm thinking about it, I did do this wrong. Okay. All right. We've got it this time, I think. Because I need it to be... Hold on, I'm just going to map this out in my head for a second while I do this trick. Because, alright, so, boom, boom, okay, alright. Yeah. Alright, let's do it this way. Okay, here we are. Okay, so I have the 3, the 2, and the ace. So here, I'm going to go ahead and place the 2. I also realized that I didn't show them to you last time, so they could have been anything. All right, and place the 3 there. Place the 2 over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and place the ace right here on the top. Now, if I take the ace and I place it on the bottom, so these travelers are approaching this building, and this building has an elevator in it. So if I go ahead and I press the up elevator button, that ace is gonna hop up to the top because look, there's the ace. I know, interesting, right? Now, if I go ahead and I take the 2 and I put it on the top, it's going to travel to the bottom if I press the down elevator button. Down, and here it goes. There it is, now on the bottom. Now, for this last one, the 3 is actually going to be transported. Now, let me go ahead and just split this. If anybody's familiar with Star Trek, if you've ever seen a transporter, if I go ahead and I just place it over here, and before we press up or down, but see, now these are 2 disjoint locations. I need to press both of these elevator buttons, and then if you've... Chain the Magic Man, thank you kindly for the transport. Yeah, see, I gotta slide them. I gotta slide them like transporters. And then you hear that sound, and you know that the 3 has moved from over here to over here, because if I show you, it has actually traveled from here to over there. Because yeah, there's no like duplicate 3s or anything. Unfortunately, that one's not signed, so you can't necessarily verify. But trust me, it's the only 3 in there. 3 of spades. It's not the only 3, I guess. There's 4 3s of different suits. I know I'm babbling. I'm so sorry. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for the request, Charlie's Beats, and thank you so much for the transporter, Chan. Okay. That just made me realize that I was a little rusty on that trick, so. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, I'm Uni. Let's see if anybody needs to stretch. Now's a good time to stretch. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. Thanks for the claps, Chan. Alright. So, we have a request from our friend Mark Rides. Mark Rides, thank you so much for the request. This trick is called the 4 burglars. Normally I do it with the 4 jacks. But you know what? Mark Rides, would you like to be a burglar? I think I can use I believe it's the 7s. And then you can be a burglar too, if you would like. Let's see, 7. Yeah, Mark Rides is 7 of spades. So. Yes, alright. Let's see, Mark Rides, would you like to be the lookout, or do you want to do some dirty work and do some stealing in let's make it the casino. Let's make it the casino. Okay, so thank you so much for the request, Mark Rides. So we have Mark Rides, our ringleader, and stealing. All right, great. And we have a few other 7s. So all 4 of these guys will be our 4 burglars. And yes, there's no other 7s here. You can trust me on that. But these are actually all incidentally signed, so that's helpful. And okay, so let's introduce you. I want to be the George Clooney of Ocean's 11. All right, Mark Rides is going to then. Okay, let's do a storytelling for this. So Mark Rides, he's like, all right, I know a weakness in this casino. This one. We're going to call it the Deck Sock Casino. That's right. Nobody cheats the Deck Sock Casino, but Mark Rides knows something that not everybody else does. So Mark Rides goes and assembles a team. And the team that Mark Rides comes up with is made up of Scalesers and Axeman Rock and Rob Kovacs. So Mark Rides is like, yes, these are our people. And what we're going to do is they're going to find a place to get together and make a plan. And when they make the plan, let me introduce you to all of them, Ocean's 11 style. We've got Mark Rides, ringleader, a.k.a. George Clooney. Then we've got Rob Kovacs. And then we've got Axeman Rock. And then, of course, we've got Scalesers. So, let's see. How are we going to do this? So, what we're going to do is we're going to have these guys all jump into the casino to do the stealing thing. So, we're going to go ahead and have Mark Rides rob the casino in the vault. That's going to be the coolest part. That's the one that requires all help. And then we're going to have Rob Kovacs. He can play music to be the distraction. And then we're going to have Axeman Rock. He's going to play defense, right? So that's everything that's going to happen in the casino. And it's Scalesers is going to stay on top of the helipad and going to be the lookout. So Scalesers is going to be communicating. Scaleser says, all right, guys, go ahead and do your thing. And so ensue musical montage with all of the Ocean's 11, Ocean's 4, Ocean's 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. I know, that's a wild coincidence. So, but Scaleser says, hey, everybody, we got to get back to the helipad. And each and every one of those seconds passes by. They get this close to being caught. Each time, they escape. And then finally, during the last 3 minutes of the Ocean's 11 Mark Ride style, everybody makes it onto the helipad at the top of the casino. Because Scalesers communicated them all up. Mark Rides was able to get all the goods from the vault. Rob Kovacs successfully distracted everybody. And Axeman Rock played defense like a pro because nobody got caught. And that, my friends, is The Four Burglars done Ocean's 11 style, starring Mark Rides as George Clooney. And they get away on their helicopter. And they escape the Deck Sock Casino. With the loot! The end. Sorry, I got a little excited there. Hopefully you guys also felt some energy while I was telling that story, because I was kind of imagining some of the stuff going through. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, I'm Uni, Obi-Wan, thank you so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Mark Rides, I did, excellent. Yeah, that was super fun. You're welcome, anytime, Mark Rides. Jimmy Canner, also thank you for the claps. All right, so the trick list is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Whoops, I meant to put those as two separate commands. All right. And you could also type in random for a random trick if somebody wants to see something and they don't know what to request. Okay. Whew. All right, so I'm just gonna do some shuffles here while we wait for some other. Actually, I can show you some of the other decks that I got. So here's one. This is called the Super B playing cards. Super Bs. And their backs. Hold on, let me just grab some. Okay, nope, these are fine. Okay. So their backs all look like this. So it's like white, nice classy color, design. And then the fronts, all the pips are actually like this honeycomb, but trying to be in their shape. So like here's the hearts, and here's the clubs, diamonds, and here's a face card. So there's the spade, king of spades. It looks cool. Do they sting? I mean, they could. They can sting real good. Alright, what can we do with this just really quick? So, let's see. Okay, let's say I have the 3 of spades, right? And if I wanted to change it as a magician, I can just shake it and then it changes to something else. It's the queen of clubs. Now, some people think that I could just, when I change it, it would change back, but I could actually make it change into something else entirely. And look, that's the 7 of clubs. And now the 7 of clubs, if I want to change it back, some people would think that I couldn't change it again. But here, look, go ahead and change again. 2 of spades. So yeah, I know, interesting, right? Oh, I like those. Yeah, I kind of like them. I did only get one of this deck, and since they're being discontinued, the likelihood of me being able to get more of these is probably pretty low. So I'm probably not going to be using these that much. But it's nice to like have like a brand new deck of cards sometimes and like just pull them out and handle them. Okay, let's see here. Jumping back up here for a second. So yeah, there was a couple of times in the past couple of weeks that I wanted to stream some video games, and then I realized it's super late. I should probably go to bed. And then there's been a couple of days where it's like I need to log on to work to catch up with this thing, or just because I ended early for picking up my daughter at daycare, so I need to log a couple hours just to catch back up. But so today was like the first day in a while where I was like, right when I woke up in the morning, I was like, I'm looking forward to stream tonight. So that was kind of my feeling this morning. So normally when I wake up the first thing in the morning, I don't think about stream right first thing in the morning. I'm usually like, did I sleep enough? Do I have to go back to sleep? Do I have to pee? Like those are like my usual. So, all right. So we're going to be doing a trick called a logical conclusion, which is good because I don't think I've done this enough to have it stick. So I should probably practice it a little bit more. So let me do that. Let's see. Your daughter is in daycare already. Is she even one yet? I mean, so the daycare that I have that we've sent her to, I guess they accepted them as early as like 3 months. But she's been going since she was 10 months, I think. And now she is 2 years old. So yeah, I remember when you were in diaper duty. Oh yes, yes. Oh my God. So I had a gnarly poop diaper today, and so as adults, I don't know how often, and I don't want to gross people out. So, but as adults, we poop pretty regularly. Once a day probably seems pretty healthy. Multiple times a day is arguably healthy if it's usual for you guys, I guess. But if you miss 1 or 2 days, it's probably not good as an adult. But like as a kid that old, like if you miss 2 or 3 days, I mean, just so long as they're still excreting and then they poop by the 3rd to 4th day, it's actually fine. Things that I didn't know. So now we're on this cadence of like, oh, okay, it's been 2 days since she's pooped. She gonna poop today? I don't know. If not today, definitely tomorrow. Otherwise, we're gonna have to think about calling the doctor. And that's kind of that's kind of where we're at on that. So anyway, okay. Hopefully, I'm not revealing the secrets of magic at the moment. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. I remember when. Yeah, same here. I have to sleep well. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. So this trick is called illogical conclusion. I have two piles, and there are 4 cards each. This pile, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am not going to show you any of the cards in that pile. The cards in this pile, I will show you all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. But to make this fair, you're going to try and figure out what cards are in all 8 cards by the end. So try and watch out for what these cards are. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and swap. So I'm going to swap 1 card right now. So 1 into that pile, 1 into this pile. And what we're going to do is count through this pile again. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. So you might have seen they're probably all red face cards, right? And you're probably thinking, oh, there's probably some shenanigans afoot because, sleight of hand magic stream. I'm going to swap out 2 cards this time, and you're probably thinking, okay, now here's our real chance to see something, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably saw all red face cards. Now let's go ahead and swap 3. 1, 2, 3. Clearly being swapped. And we're going to count through here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All red face cards, right? Here's the thing. We're going to go ahead and swap 1 more right here and right here. Now, for anybody who's been watching this trick, tell me how many red face cards you saw, black face cards, red pip cards, black pip cards. And here, I'll even show you this pile one more time. They are actually all red face cards. Some of them are even signed. Actually, most of them are signed. So the question is here, what are these 4 cards? Any guesses? Feel free to take a guess. All black face cards must be the other cards because of symmetry. That would be usually what you think. And let's see, I believe some people in the past have also just guessed black face cards, but let me just show you that. And hold on, order matters here. These were blank cards that now have something written on them. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number. So call me maybe. And that, my friends, is illogical conclusion with a call me maybe twist. Charlie's Beats has got the emote. It's a call me maybe emote. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Charlie's Beats, Gibson Lens, Jimmy Kaner. I'm Uni. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. For those of you who have not been in the stream long enough to have seen that variant before, but yeah, I I created these once, and they are now the gift that keeps on giving. So be wary; they can come out at any time. But it's a nice fun kicker sometimes. People are not expecting it. I also get to sing a little bit, which, if anybody didn't know, I enjoy singing karaoke. I don't sing legitimately at all, but unless you consider just singing karaoke legitimately. But yeah, trick list is empty, so feel free to request anything. Anybody? Let's see. We showed you the Knights deck. We showed you the Bees deck. Let's show you the Crossed Keys deck. So there are sometimes some cards that I don't want to show people because either I could use them in a magic thing or something. So these ones for Mark Rice has requested too many cards. Excellent. So we'll get to that after I quickly show these decks. So this deck is called the crossed keys, and I think there's a fun thing that I could use in this deck sometimes. So there's the 2 regular jokers, which have like a keys and lock, and then there's 2 cards that say true and false. So I think these are actually potentially usable because I don't have any other cards that say true and false. I could probably make them. I'd have to handwrite true and false, but these kind of like nicely fit with the deck. So, but yeah, so that is the crossed keys deck. All right. By the way, any feedback from anybody? How do you guys like me showing off like different decks of cards? Because I don't normally do it, and I just happened to pull down the pile that I got recently with all the decks, so I had them like handy right here. But do you guys like that? Because I can kind of try and incorporate that more and just show off like all the decks that I have. But I have probably like dozens and dozens of different decks of cards, so it's I could probably fill, I don't know, a ton of streams with it if I wanted. Obviously not exclusively, but I think it's like a nice thing, like just to fill in between tricks, either as a moment in between, or as people are requesting or something like that. So let me know. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see. Thank you for the request, Mark Rides, for the too many cards request. Let me go ahead and I need to find a few cards here. Let's use the spades again. Hang tight, I do have to find some cards. 3, 4, 5. That. And this. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see a cool trick, but you will need to pick a song and do more karaoke. Oh. Oh. Devil's Elevator. Okay, thanks for the request. I'm Uni. Oh, I love the elevator trick. Good choice. Sunday Night Magic might be my new Sunday routine. Ams Andrew, how's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, I like it too. I mean, the thing is, there's not many nights in which you can have magic on a regular basis. So, I mean, I have this slot, and then like, Chan the Magic Man has Mondays, and then Infozar has Tuesday and Saturday nights, and then does a Thursday like afternoon one because he wants to also cater to like a European audience, and so late night is kind of hard for people in Europe to join. So, but definitely, if you guys are looking for more magic, give them a follow. Who is Monday? Are they here? Yeah, Chan the Magic Man here. Let me just go ahead and do. So Chan the Magic Man has Magic Mondays, and then InfoXZar has Tuesday and Saturday nights, and then Thursday afternoons if you're in the U.S. time zones. So yeah, there you go. So I mean, honestly, like, Twitch Magic is so small. It's literally the 3 of us and then one other guy, Ben. He's taking I think he's a little bit, he's off right now. Who has Friday nights? I don't think anybody has Friday nights. I think Hallowthorn. So Hallowthorn is Ben. He actually recently got married, and then honeymoon, and then moved to a new house. So I don't know if he's been able to start streaming again. I think he's been off for a little bit. But yeah, Hallowthorn I think had Friday nights up until the wedding, and then he's taken some time off. So okay, all right, cool. So normally I'll do this trick with ace to 5 of suit, but because Mark Rides requested this one, so we're going to use Mark Rides as the ace because Mark Rides is an ace. So here we have Mark Rides, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 of spades. Now, if I go ahead and I take Mark Rides and I go ahead and I place Mark Rides not on the top and not on the bottom, so you'll see not on the top, not on the bottom. If I go ahead and I just snap, that's going to make Mark Rides hop back up to the top. There we go. Now, let me go ahead and do that again. If I go ahead and I take this and I place it here, and I snap, mark rides will hop back up to the top. And you're probably thinking, Nom, that's not fair. You have 5 cards, and I only have 2 eyes. And to that I would say, you're right. Let me make this easier for you to follow. Let me take mark rides out of the pack. Just so, oh yeah, let me line it up here so you can maybe overlap mark rides in the request with mark rides on the card. There we go. Okay, so here we have the 2. So now if I do the same thing with the 2 and I place it here, not on the top, not on the bottom, but if I snap, that'll make the 2 jump back up to the top, because take a look. There's the 2 back on the top. Now if I go ahead and I take the 2 and I do it again, and I snap, gonna hop back up to the 2. The 2 is gonna hop back up to the top. Man, I'm bad at English right now. Okay, so let me, and to that you might say, but Nom, if you guys didn't know, my name is Nom. I try and introduce myself occasionally, but I know sometimes that might, people might miss it. But Nom, how am I supposed to follow that? Because there's 4 cards and I only have 2 eyes. All right, to that I'll say, there's too many cards. Let me go ahead and take this out. So now there's 3 cards, but we'll do something different this time. We'll do something different. I'm just going to put it over here mostly because I drop stuff over here. Okay. So if I go ahead and so let's flip these over this time. And I have the 3, 4, and the 5 right here. If I were to place the 3 in between the 4 and the 5, and instead of snapping, I'm going to go ahead and shake. Gibson Lens says, "Hi, Nom," in relation to when I said, "Hi." I am addicted to magic. All right. So believe it or not, I didn't snap, so that's not going to make it jump up to the top. But that actually, because I shook it, it's actually going to turn the 3 face down. So here's the 4 and the 5, and then the 3 is now face down. Now if I turn the 4 and the 5 face down and I put the 3 in between it, and if I go ahead and I shake one more time, that's actually going to turn the 3 facing in the opposite direction, because take a look. I know, and to that you might say, but Nom, how can I follow all the cards? There's 3 cards there, and I only have 2 eyes. And to that I'd say, you're right, there's too many cards. Let me go ahead and remove the 3. So, now, what we have here is the 4 of spades and the 5 of spades. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the 4 of spades and I'm going to place it underneath the 5. And if I snap, remember what happens when I snap. That's going to make the 4 jump back up to the top, because there it is. I know, strange, right? That shouldn't happen. Okay, so here we have our 4 and our 5. Now instead, if I were to go ahead and I take the 5 and I place it underneath the 4 like this, and I snap, that's going to make the 5 jump back up to the top. I know, that's strange. So, but let me just go ahead and I forgot how to end here. There's actually a very specific sequence of events that I want to do. Okay, let me go ahead and grab I'm going to grab the 4. And at this point, you shouldn't be complaining, because, there's 2 cards and you have 2 eyes, so you should be able to follow, right? But I know, but Nom, I can't follow both cards because, there's 2 cards there and I only have 1 brain. 1 brain. And to that I would say, okay, let me go ahead and remove the 4. All right, so now there's only 1 card and there's no possible way that you can get this wrong. What card is it? And I think a lot of people would say the 5. And to that, you'd probably be right. But what you may not know is it's probably not the 5 that you're expecting, because it's not the 5 of spades. It has changed color. It is now the 5 of diamonds. And that, my friends, is a trick called too many cards. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Starring Mark Rides. Thank you so much for the request, Mark Rides. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let's see. Mark Rides says, wow. And then Ams Andrew says, oh, checking the F meter. Thank you kindly for the applause. Ams Andrew has the wild inflatable waving dance emote. Thank you for that, Ams Andrew. And I'm Uni says, but nam. I only have. Now I can put the karaoke request in too. I don't know if I'm ready for a karaoke. Caveat: I have to have at least known the. Can you guess the trick, Nam? Can I guess the trick? I don't know. So full disclosure, I know a trick called Pink Floyd. I don't know any Pink Floyd songs. Sorry, I had to cough. I knew it. Sorry, I don't know any Pink Floyd songs. But yeah, I guessed it. All right, sweet. Sweet that I knew it. Sorry, I can't sing any Pink Floyd. Maybe depending on how well I do the trick, maybe I'll have some bonus singing of something I know afterwards. But not. I can't sing Pink Floyd for you. Sorry, my apologies. Okay, let's see. Don't know any Pink Floyd songs? No, I don't know any Pink Floyd songs. All right, so long story short, when I was growing up, I was not exposed to much music. Both of my parents were from Vietnam, so when they came over here to the United States, they didn't listen to American music. And then even as I was growing up, I only heard really like my dad like the Beatles and the House of the Rising Sun. And then back then, media was also tough to like disseminate. So any now here's the thing: because of that, I got very little music until I got to middle school. And then when I got to middle school, that was like 90s time. So I was, getting into what would be popular music at the time. So it was things like Mariah Carey, Green Day. My favorite song around that time became, if anybody didn't know, by the way, my favorite song of all time, and not just because I like it, but also because it means a lot to me for maybe a story for another time, but it's called Kiss from a Rose by Seal. So, yeah. Gives and Lance says, like MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice. Yo, if anybody remembers the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, Vanilla Ice does go ninja, go ninja, go, go ninja, go ninja, go. That, yeah, I remember that. So, okay, all right. Sorry, where was I? I need to find cards for this trick, and I'm not. Okay, I did not shuffle in the 2, 3, 4, and the 5, and I need those. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and find some other cards for the Devil's Elevator. Yeah, that's a great song though. Yeah, I totally fondly remember. And even though I've watched it later, and it's actually not as bad as other '90s movies, but um, it's not technically a good movie. And I'm like, oh, like I was so sad when I realized, oh, like I wanted it to be good. Whoa, welcome in the Silver Median. How's it going? Crazy Umbran Crow, thank you. How's it going? Welcome in. The Silver Median, Umbran Crow, Black Rose, 3194. How's it going? Crazy. I recommended Umbran Crow. Thank you kindly for recommending me. So, let's first go ahead and get a shout out for our friend, the Silver Median. The Silver Median. How was your stream? I don't believe we've. Thank you for actually pronouncing my username correctly. Thank you kindly for the follows, everybody. Black Rose, Silver Median. I mean, how else would you pronounce it? I feel like the Silver Median, like, unless I couldn't read the text because it was so small or something. Let me give you a follow first, and then what were you doing? Gaming, music. So let me introduce myself to you guys. Hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled the way that it is in the channel. But I like to do sleight of hand card magic, and that's basically what my stream has been thus far. So I've co-opted a streamer song list and let people request tricks. If you want to request something and you don't know what to request, you can type in !random. So there it is. But we have a trick coming up next. But the silver median, let's see, you are streaming Resident Evil games. Excellent. Nearly done with Resident Evil 7. Awesome. I have not played a Resident Evil game for a very long time. And I think I've only played the first one. So it's been a hot minute. Naturally, I'll be jumping into RE8 shortly after that. I mean, that's a natural progression. That makes a lot of sense. I'd like to request a winning lotto ticket. That is not a sleight of hand card magic trick, so I'm sorry, Umbran Crow, but you're free to request a trick from my trick list. And then, of course, Silver Median, if you would like to request a trick for the raid, feel free. And if not, you can just enjoy. There's a couple in the list that I'll be doing right now. So, yes, let's everybody give our friend the Silver Median a follow, playing Resident Evil. Okay. All right, so here we go. Not to belabor the point and also like let you guys see some magic. That's probably why you rated in, right? You do tarot, that's lit. So long story short, I don't do tarot. I got interested in tarot, but I have some tarot decks that I can use to do sleight of hand card magic with. So if you would like to redeem, so I have like redeems for different decks. I'll do magic with those different decks. And so that's, yeah, I'm quite the Western nut, and I wear a cowboy hat in front of the webcam every time. Silver Median, that is awesome. That's so cool. All right. Let me see if I can, let me think of something for a trick for you later, and I'll try and theme a trick. And I think there's one that might work out pretty well, so. Oh, your request for... Oh. I mean, I could still do it later, Mark Rides, if you want. Thank you kindly for the applause. Alright, so this trick is called the Devil's Elevator. And so I have the 2, 3, 4, and the 5 of spades, and then we have 6s and 9s. So this is the Devil's Elevator, and, you know, besides the obvious meme reasons for using 6s and 9s, at certain angles, this will look like 666. So that's basically the reason why. But I didn't want you to mix these up with these. So these are red spot cards and these are black spot cards. And there's a reason why I have them in sequence. And we'll see that in a second. So here, let me just go ahead and place the red 6s and 9s over here just for a second. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place the 5 right here. I'm going to place the 4 right there. I'm going to place the 3 over here, and I'm going to place the 2 on the top. So, if you guys haven't seen this trick before and you didn't know, hell is not just a religious place. It is a business. And as all great businesses, they have many different floors. And so these cards will represent the levels of hell, you know, going deeper down into hell. So here's the first uppermost level closest to the surface, the second level, the third level, the fourth level, and the fifth level. And if you didn't know, there is a maintenance elevator. And if you're ever down in these deeper levels of hell, the easiest way to get out and escape is to get into the elevator, make it to this top level here, and that should help you easily find a way to get out. So look, if I go ahead and I place the 2 in the second level of hell, right? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. The 2 will get into the elevator, and if they find the elevator buttons, you see these look like buttons, they press the up elevator button to try and get out of hell. Mark Rides has got the ding. Thank you kindly for the ding, Mark Rides. You gotta wait for the ding, because otherwise the elevator is broken. So that 2 has actually jumped up to the top and has more easily escaped. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the 3. We're going to take the 3 and place on the third level of hell. Can you see why you use the 2, 3, 4, 5? So we're going to place them in that. So first, second, third level of hell. They're going to find themselves stuck there. We close them up. Oh, Chain of the Magic Man's right on the ding. They press the up elevator. That ding has brought the 3 up to the top. And some people have
believe that perhaps I have some of these cards intermingling, but if I show you, these are actually all of the red spot cards that are the 6s and 9s the entire time. Now if I go ahead and I grab this, and I take the 4 and I place on the 4th level of hell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa! Whoa, whoa! I didn't even have to press the elevator. That transported from the 4th level of hell to the top level, and there's the 4. And some people think that I've had more than 4 cards here, but no, these are the same 4 6s and 9s. But if I go ahead and I place the 5 in the 5th level of hell, like so, and they get into the elevator, and they press the up elevator button, I don't know if that was a transporter button or if hey, that was a dad joke button. And you know what? When they tell a bad dad joke, they're stuck in hell. So look, but if they have an elevator ding or a transporter, which by the way, ding, SROM, thank you kindly for the ding, and that's gonna bring it up to the top. And that, my friends, is the Devil's Elevator. Sci-fi style, I guess, because we had a teleporter and a dad joke. And that means they were stuck in hell just for a little bit longer before the elevator made it to the top. So, and that, my friends, hopefully you enjoyed a slightly adapted version of the Devil's Elevator. So, thank you. And Andrew, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Black Rose, literally mind blowing. Thank you kindly for the compliment. Okay, so Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Once again, I greatly appreciate it. I've never used bits before, just figuring it out now. Oh, that's Ames Andrew. If you didn't know, what bits are. So yeah, it's basically a way to tip people in on Twitch. So the way that Twitch makes money is you pay a little bit extra so that Twitch makes money on the front end, and then every bit corresponds to the equivalent, I guess, in the United States to a US cent. So 100 bits is like $1 in United States dollars. So thank you so much for the tips. Chan the Magic Man and Ames Andrew. So thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's see. So I guess there was so you're probably wondering what the dad joke was that got that person, that the number 5 stuck in hell a little bit longer. So let me tell you, we have some new people. I think I want to tell my long dad joke. That's why I was stuck in there a little bit longer. Okay. There, FYI, if anybody cares, there's a redeem on my channel for dad jokes. I do have a couple that I like. So here we go. This is my favorite one. I came up with some of it myself, but like it obviously started as like an existing dad joke. All right, the long joke. Yes, the long dad joke. Okay, here we go. What do you call a fish without any eyes? Fish. What do you call a bull terrier without any eyes? Bull terror. What do you call a giraffe without any eyes? A graph with a long y-axis. What do you call lions without any eyes? Blind lions. Do you guys think I was going to say lawns? Like, come on. What do you call a potato without any eyes? Fresh. Charlie's Visa already preparing the facepalm. What do you call a needle without any eyes? A pin. What do you call a drink without any eyes? A room temperature beverage. What do you call a fridge without any eyes? A fridge. Fridges don't have eyes. Alright, there we go. Now you can see why the 5 was stuck in hell a little bit longer and possibly deserved to stay there. But they made it out anyway. Dad joke times 10. Oh my god. That was funny. That was funny, guys. FYI, the funniest interaction in chat right there. Probably Gibson Lens dad joke times 10. Charlie's Beats facepalm has been prepared. So, all right, okay.
Mark Rides has requested a trick, and this literally got added to the trick list recently because I had done it. I actually had done it as like an off-menu trick a long time ago. I laughed and scared my cat. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for the heat map. Delicious heat map. All right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I haven't had many tricks that had some interaction today. Sorry. I mean, some of you guys have been here before. You can request tricks that have interaction if you want more interaction. Some of these are not really interactable, really. Okay. So let me tell you about the Fantastic Four trick here. So this is probably the only trick that I can kind of say is like an original of mine. So I conglomerated it from a bunch of other existing tricks, but there's other magic tricks that are basically called the Fantastic Four or the Fabulous Four, and they don't do, and they don't really do what I want them to do. Like, I expect all the Fantastic Four to have their own individual powers, and so this is kind of like my attempt at doing something. So if you guys are a fan of the Fantastic Four, like the Marvel style Fantastic Four, this trick is basically that. So it's what you would expect. Okay, so here we go. So I have a stack of cards here, and this stack of cards is not just any stack of cards. This stack of cards is going to represent the spaceship that the 4 scientists go up in, and these 4 scientists, they are named Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, and Johnny Storm. So, and if you guys are a little bit aware of like the origin story, the spaceship happens to pass through an anomaly, and something happens that changes everybody. What about Doctor Doom? I don't know. He's not part of the trick. I'm sorry. I left him out. I mean, he didn't pay me enough money to be included in the trick. Okay. So, the first person that we will look at the powers of, so the 2 of clubs is going to represent Reed Richards. So if you know Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic. Now, Mr. Fantastic gets the ability to stretch his body a lot. And so if we go ahead and just kind of pull from the bottom and then pull a little bit from the top, so you can actually see that I'm pulling the 2 and stretching it unreasonably long, very unreasonably long. And so what'll happen is sometimes Reed Richards can hold that shape just for a little bit, but not for too long. So he's going to have to snap back into place. And so yeah, so Reed Richards has the power to stretch. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next person, the Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Now, if you are aware of how Sue Storm uses her power, she can make herself invisible. But she can't just do it on command because somebody else tells her. She's going to do it because she wants to do it. And so, if we go ahead and I just, she's just going to turn invisible whenever she wants, because here you can kind of see her footprints, so here she is. And she interacts with other things, but and she can't come back just like randomly. So like if I say, hey, Sue Storm, come back, she's not going to come back just because I say so. She's going to come back because she wants to. And so she's going to come back and appear whenever she wants to appear. So that's Sue Storm for you. Okay, next we're going to have our thing, Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm becomes stone, but that stone is so strong that he can hold anything and is extreme strength. Just to demonstrate, here, let me just grab like any old Joe Schmo. So here's a Joker. Here's my phone. My phone is pretty hefty. It's heavy. And if I try and have the Joker hold it, it cannot hold it. But if I have Ben Grimm, the thing, try and hold it, it will be able to hold it. And you can see that my fingertips are right here. The card is actually holding it itself. And so that is Ben Grimm, the thing. And then finally we have Johnny Storm. So if you guys are aware, Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch. And the Human Torch will be represented by the 7 of Spades. So the way that he changes is he says, "Flame on!" And that's actually going to make him turn into a fiery, he's red. He's much redder than he was because, flaming and fire. But actually, once he's done, right, you've seen it when the flame goes out, he's very smoky. So let's just blow this up. And he becomes a very smoky version of himself. So, yeah, that is Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Gibson Lens got the Heat Man. Heat Man. And so that, my friends, is how the Fantastic Four got their powers, and they travel back down to Earth and decide, well, we have these powers, what are we going to do? And they decide, hey, let's call ourselves the Fantastic Four. There we go, and that is the Fantastic Four. So I'll give you a little bit of some stuff. So there was a trick called the Elongated Lady that Mr. Fantastic is based on. I kind of came up with the Invisible Woman using the clear card thing, but the moves have all existed for things before. There are cards known as gaff cards that are printed in a certain way that are like not normal, and so this is what that was. So I was like, let me use that. That's great inspiration, and I made a thing for the thing. So there we go. That is that is that. So that, my friends, is the Fantastic Four. Hopefully you enjoyed. That was, yeah, I spent a long time coming up with that, and I was like, oh, should I publish this? I don't know. And then I put it on my YouTube, and then it just got just as many views as like any of my other videos, so it wasn't like any big pressure. I'm like, I don't know what I was nervous about, and everybody seems to like it. So there we go, Fantastic Four. All right, so letting everybody know, yeah, it was just added to the trick list not that long ago. So I had done this. It was an off-menu trick a long time ago just to show it off, and I think Mark Rides was in chat, and so Mark knew that I had done this, and then last time Mark Rides requested it specifically, and it wasn't on the trick list. So I was like, all right, let me just put it on, because I don't see any reason why I can't do it, because I've already made everything. I should probably show it off. And honestly, I've had some people in chat ask, like, have you made any tricks? And I'm like, well, yeah, there's a couple that, but this one I'm like super proud of, saying that like I basically constructed the performance like myself. So but yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. I like that one, of course. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens, I'm Uni, Chan the Magic Man, checking the gaff meter. Gibson Lens says, in elementary school, I was asked to say a word that starts with an F, and I said Fantastic Four. That's glorious. I mean, minus the technicality of obviously it's being 2 words, but for the most part, like, you're not wrong. Like, I actually think when I was doing this just now, I did do it a little bit differently than I originally did it, because I think I found a newer, better way to do the Johnny Storm part, and I thought that flowed well. And I think when I originally did it, it was a little bit wonky, so I actually think the Johnny Storm part worked well there. So I think that was good. That was good. I was overachieving with 2 words. Excellent. Yeah. So this packet of cards is thick. So I have it in my own little envelope. Fantastic Four, Marvel style. Oh yeah, and I just doxed my first and last name, but you know, whatever. Okay, and that was the Fantastic Four card trick. Wow, that trick does make my throat a little dry. Let me go ahead and take a swig of tea. Once again, having some Earl Grey tea tonight. It's caught between that and Ceylon for today. Play it straight triumph as requested by checking the gaff meter. Let me see here. How shall I do this? I don't normally do this the standard way. Let me try and do it the standard way this time. See how that goes. Hang on tight. Let me find one thing. While I do this. And thank you kindly for the request. Checking the gaff meter. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Alright. And Chan the Magic Man's got the Sriracha teacup from another magician, Infos XR. Alright, so thank you for the request, checking the gaff meter. Also sign the Queen of Spades. So, alright, we're going to go ahead and let me just do some quick shuffles here. Okay, alright, so we are going to need a card selected. And so for anybody who is on desktop, you will be able to click directly on the screen to put a heat map somewhere. And so just to kind of randomize it a little bit, let me just stop there. And why don't you select any one of these cards? Alright, so why don't we have chat try and click on one of these cards, and that'll be the selection. Okay, so we got one vote here. We got one vote here. Got one vote here. Alright, let's try and consolidate to one of those three. Okay, we got 2 votes on this one. Oh, we got 2 votes on this one. Don't make me do this with 2 cards, guys. Don't make me do it with 2 cards. Don't do it. Okay. Alright. Tell you what. This is... Don't make me do it with 3 cards! Okay, we're just going to use these 2. I saw that one jumped over here, but we'll go with these 2. Okay, so I'm going to pull those 2 cards out. Let's see. I have to try and think about how to deal with this now. Okay, adapting on the fly, guys. This is fun. This is part of magic. Yay! you get some hecklers. They do something you don't expect, and yeah, this is great. That's okay. Okay, so I need to just cut this deck into roughly 4 equal parts. They don't have to be perfect, but just roughly about the same, right? So, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn these 2 piles over like this, and I'm going to do something completely painful, especially if you have OCD or like good organization or any of that. So, and I'm surprised that checking the gaff meter selected this, because checking the gaff meter does not like scandalous shuffles. Sorry, internet dropped, but I am here. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle face up into face down cards. No! I don't know if you know checking the gaff meter. Any trick that has the word triumph in it will require doing this. I think this was a random one, right? So I selected random, sir. I know. I'm aware you selected random. So I'm going to go ahead and push those together. And what we're going to do is continue shuffling face up into face down cards. And then we're going to do it again. And one more time. Okay, and that, my friends, we are now going to try and find you. Oh, crap. Did I mess this up? So I would say, let's try and find your cards, and then I realized that your cards are right there. So, haha, I can end the trick as a comedy routine. No, let's not do that. All right, let's pull out the deck sock. Anytime I mess up a trick, the deck sock will save me. All right, deck sock, what do I do? Be your slave. Oh, okay. Like the way that I'm uni with Zul'jin. No, okay, all right. So, okay, okay. All right. You don't have to sound so delighted. I don't have to, but isn't it just sounding delighted, feeling more delighted? Delightful? Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, Dexsock, you want me to surprise the audience with a spread. Whoa, 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 this is not that kind of stream, Dexsock. Oh, spread the cards. Okay, I got it. I got it. Spreading the cards. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm spread the cards. Whoa. Okay, something's happened. Some cards are face up, but not all of them. Not even half of them. Gibson Lens has got spraying the deck sock. There you go. Yes. Good. Thanks for catching that. Thanks for catching that. So, let me see. Oh, okay. The deck sock says you guys will be able to guess what the selections are. Okay. All right, let's see. Here we go. If I go ahead and just take some of these out. So we have a 2 of spades. We've got a 3 of spades. We've got a 5 of spades. We have a 6 of spades. 7 of spades. 8 of spades. Let me re-spread. I know, phrasing from the deck sock. Come on, deck sock. 9 of spades. 10 of spades. Jack of spades. Our queen of spades. Also, the requester of this trick and in chat right now, checking the gaff meter. And the king of spades. All right, any guesses as to what these two cards are? I'm just thinking maybe one of them might fit like maybe here, and then the other one maybe fit in one of the other two. Oh, or is it swapped perhaps? Any guesses? Check the gaff meter says, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you guys internally guessed the 4 of spades and the ace of spades, you would be correct. And that, my friends, is Play It Straight Triumph with a deck sock kicker. Let me go ahead and eat these heat maps. Delicious heat maps. Checking the gaff meter says, okay, hold on. I mean, objection. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man. Was part of the trick those cards being my birth date? Was that your birthday? Because that's impressive. Full disclosure, I don't know what your birthday is, but if the deck sock knew, the deck sock might have done it. So, yeah. So not me. It's all deck sock. Yeah, for real. I know. Okay, let's see. So thank you very much for the request, checking the gaff meter. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, next we have a trick called the invisible deck. Now, I normally only like to do this once per stream, and this stream, House Andrel has requested it. House Andrel, are you currently there? And also, would you like to interact with this trick? If you've seen it before, it will just simply require you to handle invisible cards as I send them through the internet pipes, and then for you to send them back to me. That's all it is. So let me know, House Andrel. In the meantime, hydrate if you would like to hydrate. All right. House Andrel, let me know when you are back. Otherwise, we'll find. Oh, sorry, we came in late. Okay. OMG, it's my favorite trick. Oh, okay. Oh, it's checking the gaff meter's favorite trick. Excellent. Okay. All right, here you are, House Andrel. Okay. I didn't want to leave you hanging. We have a delay, but we'd love to play along. Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. No worries. No worries. I understand the internet pipes can be slow sometimes or broken. All right. I have a deck of cards here. I have a deck of cards. Now, House Andrel, I'm going to send them through the internet pipes to you. So let me just quickly get them in, because I know that there's a delay. So let's just... Okay, they're now currently going towards you. When you receive them, go ahead and take the deck. I know it'll be tough to handle because it's invisible. But open up the box, take out the cards, and then spread through the cards. And until you feel one that looks... and feels correct, because it'll be tough to see an invisible deck. Take that card out of the spread, turn it and face it down, face it in the opposite direction, and then put it back into the deck. And then close the spread up, and then take the cards and then place them back into the invisible box. Close up the box, and then send the box back to me through the internet pipes. Let me know when you've done that. So all you would have done is taken out the cards, spread them out, take one card, turn facing the opposite direction, put it back, close up the deck, send the invisible deck back to me, and let me know once you've done that. Make sure you note the card that you turned over. That's important. That's important. Otherwise, this trick is not that impressive. Got it. Here you go. Okay. All right. Excellent. I'm gonna receive. Ah. Okay. That was really fast. Do you guys have like super fast fiber? Like that's that's super cool. All right. Okay, at this point, this deck is not going to leave the camera. I won't change the camera. So you guys will see everything unfold as it unfolds. So House Andrel, what was the card that you turned over in the deck? It's okay to tell chat and me. It's fine. The deck is going to be on screen. It's all good. Let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. Do I need to have my eyelash flutter? But I can't tell as well. But I said I wasn't going to change the screen, so I'm going to leave the screen. Deck stays here. 4 of spades. 4 of spades. Alright, I know you did it in the past, so you can't change your mind. But 4 of spades. Would it be super weird if I were to take out the deck right now and like spread through the cards and show you that there's one card turned facing in the opposite direction? Would that be super weird? That'd be super weird, huh? Okay, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. Go ahead. Open the deck, take the cards out. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spread through. And actually, there's one card facing in the opposite direction. So if I show you, these are all facing in the same direction. Except for this one. Would that be weird? That'd be weird, right? Okay. Here we go. 4 of spades? All right, I'm hoping this is 4 of spades. That's 4 of spades. All right. Excellent. And that, my friends, is the invisible deck. I do want to forewarn anybody, I don't do any black magic. I don't do any sorcery. I didn't sign any deals with the devil, despite what the devil's elevator trick might have told you. This is all sleight of hand magic. Sleight of hand card magic. You too could do this. Checking the gaff meter updates the spreadsheet. Is that happening? Is that happening? Oh man, that's insane! It's insane. Oh my god, House Andrel, thank you so much for the 500 bits! Thank you so much. Wow, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. House Andrel, if you would like to request another trick, feel free. I know that you've signed a card because you are the Queen of Hearts, House Andrel. So no spreadsheet. Okay. Thank you kindly for the claps. Checking the gaff meter, House Andrel. All right. That was nuts, man. That was nuts. If you have not seen that before, it can be pretty. Like, I know Checking the Gaff Meter's seen it a bunch, and I'm sure Checking the Gaff Meter's trying to figure it out. So, Jan, thank you for the lurk. But yeah, so thank you very much to House Andrel, signer of the Queen of Hearts. No way, Checking the Gaff Meter. That was worth the wait. So rad. Okay. All right. So let's see. Have I been on for a couple hours? I think I have. I do have work tomorrow. I know I don't feel tired, but I've been trying to get to sleep earlier. But if anybody wants to request, seriously, I'm not. Oh, I just love it every time. Oh, okay. Checking the gap here. I thought you were trying to figure it out, but I guess if you were, I mean, you would start the spreadsheet, and then if you, yeah, that makes sense. So. Yeah, so that presentation I came up with, and as far as I know, I haven't seen it presented that way. I've seen it presented other ways, and normally you would be able to do that trick in real life, but I think it's harder to do in real life. But over like it's almost perfectly formatted for like this. But yeah, just know that you can do the trick in real life. So. All right, let's go ahead and put in a random trick. Okay. When was the last time I did this one? I don't think I did this one too long ago. I've done this one pretty recently, right? Hold on, I may remove this one and do a different one. Last time I did one of this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do. I did this one not too long ago, but I did it as part of like the super fast speedrun magic hype train. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. Haven't done this one in a while. And then I'm not gonna do bluff aces because I did that like maybe not last stream, the stream before, I think. I was thinking about maybe not having bluff aces much anymore because I have a few other tricks that have much more impact and like the plot is very similar. So okay, so I'm gonna find the aces because it's called shaking the aces. So let's go ahead and do it that way. Okay, so here we have the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and the ace of spades. Now, what I want to do with this trick is if I go ahead and I turn all of these over and I place the ace of spades into the bunch, you'll be able to tell that the ace of spades is still in the bunch because it's there. Look. Okay. But now, if I go ahead and I shake the aces, those aces, that ace of spades, will turn itself face down. I know. Now if I hold the pack and I give it another shake, that shake is actually going to turn one of the aces face up. There it is. Ace of hearts. Now if I go ahead and I hold it and I shake it again, that's going to turn another ace face up. The ace of clubs. And believe it or not, I could even shake the aces while the cards are face up because if I show you, just watch. That ace of clubs has turned into the ace of diamonds. Sorry. I'm getting my suits mixed up. Okay, so now if I go ahead and I here we have all of our cards face down. So that was turning all of the cards face up. But I just want to show you how quickly magicians can turn a card face up. Now, not I'm going to turn one over like this. Not this one, not like that. Watch this one. So if I just go ahead and I show you 1, 2, 3, that's actually how quickly they turn up. But not just that one. Actually, all of them have turned face up. And that, my friend, is shaking the aces. Let's see. Black Rose says, sorry, I had to step away for a few minutes. Oh, no problem, Black Rose. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. And hopefully you've enjoyed thus far. Element of One says, sleight of hand is a magician's best friend. I would say yes. Long story short, if anybody wants to become a magician, you can become a magician without any sleight of hand. It is possible to do that if you would like. The thing is, you would probably have to spend a lot more money on tricks to do and learn them and make sure you don't mess them up or reveal the secret. But it's totally doable. You don't have to learn sleight of hand to become a magician. I just happen to enjoy sleight of hand, and the one awesome thing about sleight of hand is that if you do learn real sleight of hand, you can do magic with what would normally be everyday objects or like an actual regular deck of cards. Like you can borrow a deck of cards from a friend and you can do magic with it. Like I know enough tricks with a regular deck of cards I could entertain for hours. I mean, as exemplified on like on stream, right? Like, but if you end up learning sleight of hand, you can make things look like real magic, and like that's the cool part, right? Like, so yeah, thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens, House Central, checking the gaff meter. Checking the gaff meter says bedtime for me. Thanks for the great time as always, Nam. You're welcome, checking the gaff meter. Thank you kindly for being here. Hopefully you have a great night, have glorious sleep, and take care. We'll see you next time. Gibson Lens says sleight of hand reprint in the next Magic set. Oh, okay, all right, excellent. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. This next trick, I'm going to use Magic the Gathering cards because. Oh, if you don't mind me asking, what time zone are you in? Ah, yes, no problem. I'm in the United States Eastern time zone. So, yeah, I'm on East Coast U.S. time. So for right now, my local time is 12:39 in the morning, after midnight. Okay. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. OMG, same, yes. Awesome. Cheers, represent East Coast. Woo. All right. Gibson Lens mentioned Magic the Gathering and Sleight of Hand, so I'm going to be doing this next trick with Magic the Gathering cards. So for anybody who is not aware, I have played Magic the Gathering in the past, and we have cards like this, Magic the Gathering. So these are legitimately real Magic the Gathering cards. And I know that Gibson Lens has seen me perform some magic tricks with Magic the Gathering cards in the past, but I happen to be able to do this 4-to-1 switch. So what I have here are 4 cards. So normally I would use like 4 of a kind here. So maybe, 4 jacks, 4 tens or something. And then I have 1 card, which I don't know if you can tell. Can you see the sleight of hand? Can you see the sleight of hand? It's called the literal card name of this card is called sleight of hand. So that's what we're doing here. Okay. So, look, if I go ahead and I take the sleight of hand out of the pile just over here, I'll leave the sleight of hand over there, and the other 4 cards are these. So if you're not familiar with Magic the Gathering, these are called lands, and these are actually 4 mountains. And what we're going to do is hopefully do something interesting, because so if I just go ahead and I do something 1, 2, 3, and actually those 4 cards have become 1 card, and actually that 1 sleight of hand has become 4 cards, and actually that sleight of hand is now over here. And these 4 cards are the mountains instead. And that, my friends, is 4-to-1 switch with free Magic the Gathering redeem. Thanks for bringing up Magic the Gathering, Gibson Lens. Because also occasionally Gibson Lens plays Magic Arena on stream. So. Okay, excelente. But yeah, I think it's super funny. But yeah, thanks for telling me about the reprint. I may just purchase some of those just so I have some. All right. Okay, so I need more points for redeems. Oh, yeah. If you hang out, and I'm sorry, I do only stream once a week, Sundays. Long story short, I am busy. So I have well, I guess I don't have a baby now. It's a toddler now. But hey, Nick Hammer, welcome in. How's it going? Nick Hammer 99. Yeah, so I have a full-time job. I do that. I have a 2-year-old. I still do YouTube videos, and then now I stream once a week. So I would like to stream more, but it's just tough to fit in my schedule and stuff like that. So I told myself, all right, I'm not going to pressure myself and make streaming like work. And so, yeah, Black Rose says, oh, that's okay. I don't have a set streaming schedule either. Yeah, oh, yeah, totally get it. So honestly, Black Rose, if I see you back and it's kind of a slow night and you just inspire me to do some of the redeems without actually spending redeems, I'll probably do it anyway. Like Gibson Lens, he didn't redeem for it. He just said Magic the Gathering. I was inspired to just do it. So it's fine. No worries. Let's see. I just mind blown. Okay. All right. So we're getting a little bit late, and I know Nick Hammer, you just came in. So Nick Hammer, if you would like to request something, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and call last call right now. And while we're waiting for some tricks, I will also let everybody know that if nobody requests anything, I will still do at least 1 or 2 finale tricks before we close out. If you want to see more magic and I'm not around, feel free to check out my YouTube. All of my VODs on Twitch I retain as long as I can. I have Twitch Prime, so I can retain for like the full, I forgot, it's 30 days or 60 days or something. And then after that, my VODs end up on my YouTube channel, so feel free to check them out. I also do a new magic trick on my YouTube channel once a week, typically on Mondays. So I haven't recorded one for tomorrow yet, so we'll see if I end up missing a day or I get ambitious and actually recording one for tomorrow. Lately, I've been recording after stream and then publishing it, and then so. Yeah, so that's what's up. And then I did mention that, hey, anybody going to TwitchCon? I will be attending TwitchCon definitely, and then almost certain as well that I'm going to be presenting at TwitchCon. I'm not supposed to announce that yet because I haven't signed paperwork, but as I said, everything's been progressing, so I feel comfortable in saying that, barring death and dismemberment, I'll pretty much be presenting, probably. So, yeah, that's that's the plan. My dad used to do one that I think was called the Marlowe Tilt. Is that possible? Yeah, so the Marlowe Tilt is actually a sleight. It's not a full trick, but yeah, it is something that is done to fool somebody in doing something. So yes. So actually, let me go ahead and request the trick that... So I actually have a version of the trick that I don't do that in, but I can add it to this so that... I'm not going to point out the sleight, but because it might actually give away the sleight, but yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And so I will add the Marlowe Tilt to this trick. So if anybody cares, yeah, the Marlowe Tilt is a sleight. Okay, so here's the deck, and we'll need a card selected. Actually, it doesn't matter that I know what it is, so feel free if anybody wants to select a card. Or actually, Black Rose, if you want to name a card in chat, or if you are on desktop, you can click directly on the screen now. You can select a card if you would like, and that'll be the selection. So go ahead, Black Rose, and either click on screen or name a card, and we'll use that card as selection. As I said, it doesn't matter that I know what it is. So, But yeah, also, yeah, last call if anybody wants to see more magic, feel free. Okay. 8 of diamonds, please. Okay, 8 of diamonds. Here we go. 8 of diamonds. There we go. So that is our selection. And okay, so what we're going to do is you have selected the 8 of diamonds amongst all of the other possible cards. Let me also go ahead and eat this heat map because heat maps are delicious. Wait, I missed. I missed again. Hold on. Delicious heat map. Okay. All right. 8 of diamonds. Okay, here we go. You selected the 8 of diamonds amongst all of the other cards, and this is the card that you ended up selecting. So if I go ahead and I just take the 8 of diamonds and place it into the middle of the deck, if we just snap, that 8 of diamonds will jump back up to the top. I know, is that weird? That's super strange, right? So I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and place the 8 of diamonds back into the middle of the deck, like so. And if I go ahead and I snap, that'll bring the card back up to the top. I know. Super strange, super strange. And we just got this power, so we can't waste it. Let's go ahead and place it into the side here. And you'll just see that it actually jumps back up to the top almost instantaneously. It's almost instantaneous because, you know, there is some propagation delay. It does have to go through, like, you know, how many is that? 28 cards maybe where I stuck at that time. So let's see, what else? When I used to do this trick, this is where I would mess up because, you know, it was tougher to do when you're first starting out, but I could probably do it now. No problem. FYI, I've had a lot of practice since. So 8 of diamonds going to go into the middle of that pack, then in the middle of this pack, and we're going to close that up. And importantly, your card is not on the top, but if we go ahead and snap, it'll make it jump to the top. And we can even do a let's do one more. So if you were here, I can hand you this packet. You would be able to place the 8 of diamonds into that packet, and if you were to snap, it would jump to the top of the deck. No, it didn't. Hold on. Maybe because you're not here, or I didn't, or maybe you didn't snap. No, that still didn't work. I know why. Okay, because the card remembered somehow that the top of the deck, because I said top of the deck, it actually jumped to the top of the deck, and this, it somehow remembered that this was probably the top of the deck. Yep, there it is. And that, my friends, is the ambitious card routine. So that was a version of that trick, and I did include the Marlowe tilt in there. So for those of you who have seen me perform this before, the thing that was different, I did Marlowe tilt version, which is a sleight, and I won't explain it, but instead of doing my normal thing. So so thank you kindly for the compliments and the emotes, Jimmy Kaner. Aries 4443, welcome in. Aries, if you would like to request any magic, I've done last calls, so let me know if you want to request anything. Black Rose says, that was amazing. All right, hopefully you enjoyed that. Yeah, so there's actually one that, so if you guys did not know, Marlowe, so it's called the Marlowe tilt because it's named after somebody named Ed Marlowe. Ed Marlowe, one of the probably most prominent card magicians back in the day. And he came up with a bunch of things. And one of the things that he, I think, worked on, let me pull it out. So the next trick I'm going to do, I'm just winging it now, but, you know, this is a great time to bring stuff out, is a trick called Brainwave. Can I request a random card trick? Yeah, Aries, yes, you can. Exclamation point random should randomly put a trick into the queue. My dad loved card magic, and I haven't seen any done since I was a kid up until now. Whoa! I'm so glad that you raided in as part of the raid, so thank you. So let me go ahead and do a trick. Black Rose, would you like to interact with this trick? I do need one person to interact with this trick. So this one is called the 8-card brainwave. And I don't want to get into your head, but as you know, if your dad was into magic, you know, it's not like a mind reading. That's called mentalism. That's a completely different branch of magic. All right, Black Rose, are you ready to pick a card out of 8 cards? And then I see Aries requested a random trick, and that's called Traveling Man. I can also get ready for that one, and we can do that one after this. Of course. All right. This guy is super impressive. Do come back for sure. Been showing anybody near me on Sundays. Awesome. Yeah. As I said, I can't. I'm busy during the rest of the week. But one day when my kid's older, I will probably try and stream another. Maybe not like every week, but like I'll just have random ones throughout the week. All right. Cool. Excellent, Black Rose. Thank you. Of course. All right. Here we go. So this trick is called the 8-card brainwave. I'm going to try and get on your wavelength. Hence the brainwave part. And the one thing that I want you to do is don't let any of my words affect you. The manipulation may or may not have begun. So if you think that I could predict which card that you could select that one and then switch your card. Okay, so I'm going to present to you 8 cards now. And at this point, I'm not going to change or move the camera. So here are the 8 cards. We have a King of Clubs, the 4 of Diamonds, the 9 of Diamonds, the 2 of Spades, the 7 of Clubs, a Joker, the Queen of Hearts, and the Jack of Spades. So I want you to select one, and then if you want to change your mind, go ahead. But once you commit to a selection, go ahead and let me and chat know what it is. And I will show you that I knew which one you were going to choose. House Angel says, this guy is super impressive. Do come back for sure. Been showing anybody. Oh, yeah, I think I read that, but sometimes I like to read things over. Definitely the Joker. Okay? So, now at this point, you've selected Joker. Are you sure you don't want to change your mind? This is your last chance to change your mind. I don't want you to go to bed tonight being like, oh, what if I had selected this other card? Absolutely. All right. Black Rose with conviction. Selecting the Joker. All right. So I do want to let you know that you could have chosen any of these other cards. And these cards maybe all have red backs, except for maybe this Joker. Because if I show you this Joker has a blue back. And that, my friend, is the 8-card brainwave. Black Rose, thank you so much for participating, and thank you for sharing your tidbit about your dad being into magic. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of people who have said that they have like relatives or other people, and it's kind of tough to be like, you know, interacting with people that have experienced magic. So, all right, that was 8-card brainwave. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you kindly for the claps, Gibson Lens. Oh yeah. House Andrell has. Thank you kindly for the mind blown. Thank you so much. So the reason why I did this one was because so you mentioned Marlowe tilt. So Ed Marlowe also came up with a sleight that is used for this trick, and it helps basically perform the trick. Even though this trick itself and the presentation came from this other magician, Nick, but it would not be possible without Ed Marlowe and what he contributed. So, That was so cool. Excellent. I'm glad you thought that was so cool. All right. And then let me see here. I do have to find some cards for this next trick. Traveling Man. Do I still have them separated from last time? No? Okay. All right. I just got to find some cards. Long story short, this trick requires cards from 2 different decks. Because, well, you'll see why in a second. So I have to find cards from 2 different decks. Where are you? There we go. Okay. All right. Normally I will do the traveling man with jacks, but I found the kings first, so we're going to be using the kings instead. Okay. All right. So, thank you so much for the request, Aries 4443. Now we have 8 cards, 4 of which are from a blue deck and 4 of which are from a red deck. You can easily tell because they are different colors on the backs. Now they're all the kings, and so I just want to show you that that all the kings are in the same order as what they were going in. So if I show you here in each of the piles, we have the clubs, then the diamond, then the spade, and then the heart. All right. Aries, are you still there? We'll need a suit selected. So if you would like to select a suit, you could name clubs, you can name diamonds, you can name spades, you can name hearts, whichever one you want to choose. That will be our traveling man. So let me know which one you want to pick. Spades. All right, excellent. So we have spades here. Okay, so we've got spades and we've got spades. I'm going to go ahead and just stick it out of each pile. They are the 3rd from the top when they're face down. Okay, so just remember that. So I'm going to go ahead and close them up. And I'll turn the piles back over. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes when you see magicians snap, they'll say, oh, it's just for effect. The truth is sometimes the effect is actually not just for effect. It's actually they're doing something with the snap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and snap, and that was not for effect. What I did was I actually contacted the king of spades in each pile, and then I kicked them over to the other pile. So this is the red pile, but actually, believe it or not, there's a blue card in here now, and actually there's a red card in the blue pile now. So look, if I show you here in the red pile, here's the card, and this card, it should be the spade because that was the one that I kicked over. That's the spade. And then over here we have our blue pile, but now there's a red card in there, and that red card is actually our spade. I know, strange, right? So look, let me go ahead and restore the piles, and let me just show you they're all red. Okay. And over here, all blue. Okay. But I'm going to do that snap again one more time. I contacted the spade, kicked them into the opposite pile. Because, if I show you, watch, there's actually one card in each one. And actually, if I show you this blue card, this is actually the spade. Look. And this is actually the spade for the opposite packet. And that, my friends, is Traveling Man. And Nick Hammer says, ah,
yes.
Nick, thank you for the mind blown, Nick Hammer. Hopefully, I got the laughing, the ah ha 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 correct there. Nice. Thank you kindly for the claps, Aries. Thank you kindly for the mind blown, Nick Hammer, and the claps. And aha, mind blown. Awesome. Okay. All right. Cool. So, let's see. Okay, one small trick I want to do before we potentially think about a finale, and then amazing close-up magic. Thank you kindly for the compliments, Nick. I greatly appreciate it. I do like to think that I wouldn't want to put myself out there if I was like destroying the art of magic and like revealing all the secrets like inadvertently, right? Like if I want to reveal secrets, I want to do it on my own terms, where I would tell you, okay, these are the secrets I'm telling you. Like I don't want to be like horrible. So I practice, and honestly, keeping the stream up once a week, it gives me something to like be accountable to. Like I've talked to some other magicians and like hobbyists, and they kind of get rusty if they don't practice, and there's like no reason to practice if you're not performing. And so this gives me like an avenue to force myself to continue performing. So yes, traveled twice indeed. So nice, he traveled twice. Yeah, very nice. Traveling twice. That rhymed. Maybe one day, chat, we should write a children's book, and then that'll be amazing. So, okay, so the trick that we're going to see next is like the only magic trick on my list that is not really a card trick. I mean, I'm going to use cards, but it's really a coin trick, honestly. Okay, so I'm going to need 4 coins, 4 cards. Here we go. So I have 4 coins here. They are quarters. I'm going to place them kind of like 4 different corners of this rectangle. I don't know if that's centered. That might be more centered for you guys. Okay. We have 4 cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover each one of the coins with a card. And when I do that, what we're going to do is we're going to slowly make each of the coins teleport from corner to corner. So here, let me demonstrate. So from here, I'm going to make this coin jump from here to there, because watch, ready? It happens pretty quick. Now we're going to make this one jump from here to there. So ready, watch. And then finally this last one. And that, my friends, is the coin matrix. Hopefully you were watching for that one. Like literally this is one of the fastest performances. Like I get through the whole trick in like less than a minute. Like that's probably like a 30-second trick or less even. So all right, yeah, mostly I had to do that because I hadn't done that in a while. I felt a little rusty on that one. So okay. All right. Which one am I going to do? I think I want to do... So I'm going to probably do the finale now. So last trick, unless I mess it up. So if anybody knows, I don't like to end stream on a trick where I mess up. So typically I will make the caveat. All right, guys, last trick. So I did call last call a little while ago. And so we're going to end soon. So let's go. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the queue. And then we've done the coin matrix, and I want to do tonight. One of my favorite closers is called Picasso Aces. If you have not seen this, I really enjoy the effect. I really enjoy performing it. But before we do that, let me go ahead and say thank you to everybody. Thank you for everybody who has come in to hang out. If it wasn't for you guys making it fun for me, also holding me accountable to, keep my magic skills sharp. And thank you so much to everybody who has interacted with the stream, whether you chatted, you requested a trick, you gave me a number, you gave me a suit, you selected a card using the heat map. Thank you to all you guys. Also, thank you to everybody who helped support the stream today. Thank you so much, House Andrell, Chan the Magic Man, Ams Andrew for the bits. And thank you to all the new follows we got today. Silver Median, Black Rose. Also, thank you for the bits, Jimmy Kaner, and thank you for rating the Silver Median. Thank you for bringing your friends over and your community. Greatly appreciate it. And also, thank you to everybody who resubbed today, Kisogo and Gibson Lens. Also, speaking of Gibson Lens, let's give our mod Gibson Lens mod love. So if you are not following Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow, because Gibson Lens plays piano, and excellently, I might add. Has comprehensive song list of great songs and has a lot of originals. I usually like to talk up the originals, so so yeah, that is that. And then also thank you to all the lurkers out there, because as anybody who's seen the stream before, thank you so much. If I was just here doing magic, I wouldn't really be doing magic like by myself, because I'm just fiddling with cards. I know how the tricks are done. Like, the magic happens in your mind. So, all right. So with that, we'll do the final trick, assuming I don't mess it up, and then we'll find somebody to raid, and that is basically the plan. So hopefully it works out. Okay. Let me double check and make sure that I am ready for this trick. Okay. All right, here we go. So, this trick is called Picasso Aces. I do have to show you this. I just want to show you that this is a blue deck of cards. And these aces are not from this deck, so let's just make that clear. So these aces are actually red-backed. So we have the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Diamonds, and the Ace of Spades. Now, with these four aces, we're going to do something interesting. So what we're going to do is, let me lay these out. So this is in a family of tricks called the Ace Assembly. And so I'm going to go ahead and place the aces all out here. And the Ace of Spades we're going to leave out there. And we're going to try and get all these aces to collect all in the same place by the end of the trick. We'll have to check out Gibson Lens stream. Oh yeah, definitely give Gibson Lens a follow. So also, since Gibson Lens and I mod for each other, oftentimes you'll see me in there. So okay, we're gonna go ahead and lay 3 cards onto each one of these piles. So there's 3 cards there, 3 cards there, 3 cards there, 3 cards there. Okay, let's square all these piles up. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you that, look, we can still see that ace here, right? But all I have to do is grab that ace, drop it here, swap it with a blue card, and show you that all of these cards are now blue, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cards. And if we take a look, none of them are aces. And before, there was only 1 ace up here and 3 blue cards, but now if I show you, there should be 2 red cards and 2 blue cards. So let's count the red 1, 2 red cards, 2 blue cards. Interesting, right? Okay, so now let's do it again. So look, you can see this red card here, and you'll be able to see it, just until the last second when I grab it and swap it with one of those blue cards, because look, it's now gone, and all the aces, none of these are aces. And before we had 2 and 2, so now we should have 3 and 1, right? Because look, we have 3 red aces and 1 blue card. I know, super crazy. That's super crazy. Okay. Now, some people think that perhaps there's some craziness going on. because, you know, there is. But if I show you here, we have this red ace right there, okay? And you can see it in the pile. We'll do this a little bit differently. So you can see the red ace right there. And even if you look at the front, you'll be able to see the red ace there. And that happens to be the ace of diamonds, so it works out. But look, all I have to do is grab the ace from here, drop it in there, and you'll be able to see that now all of the backs are blue. And if I show you all of the faces, none of them are aces. Hey, I made a rhyme. And now if we go ahead and take a look at this pile here, all of them will be red. 1, 2, 3, 4 red cards, and all of them are our friends. The ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. And that, my friend, is a successful presentation of Picasso aces. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And thank you guys for being here. And let's go ahead and look for somebody to raid. So for anybody who is here that hasn't seen me raid before, I typically just try and raid you know, musicians, because I'm friends with a bunch of like Twitch musicians, and it kind of at least shares like that arc of it is a performance art, like magic is a performance art, music is a performance art. So thank you kindly for the claps, Gibson Lens, Nick Hammer, House Andrell, and thank you to everybody else who is here, whether you were lurking, hanging out. I appreciate it, and thanks for being here. All right, let's see who's streaming. So because I only stream on 1 day a week, I usually just have a limited choice. But I have enough Twitch friends. I can cycle through them. So it's let's see. Where are we going today? Where are we going today? Ooh, wait, when was the... Have I ever raided... Let me see. Okay, maybe we're going to raid somebody new. I mean, somebody that I have not raided before. I mean, I guess that's not hard because I've... Okay. So... Actually, also, let me click on the stream and make sure that it's going on and they're not ending soon, because that happens sometimes. Okay, how... Oh, there's an ad. All right, hang on. Please hang on tight. All right, they've been going for a couple hours. Oh yeah, if anybody would like to copy a raid call, we've got a couple raid calls. Feel free to copy the top one if you're not subbed, and if you want to have the other ones. I really need to update that. I've got 2 more emotes that I haven't used before, that we haven't included. Okay, hold on, ad is almost over. Okay, I don't think they're ending. Okay, so today we're going to be raiding into a guitarist, and it's Ochio. So here we go. That is the... Oh yeah, let me do the... I'm going to start the raid, and then it's Ochio. So I've hung out there, I think, just a couple of times. Other people raided in, so I haven't been there a lot, but really cool vibe. Plays piano, plays guitar well, and it's chill time. So I think... Oh wait, we have the new raiding command too, right? If you're left behind, guess you're on a version that can't see announcements. I am probably... Oh no, I can see announcements. Oh, did you do it? And I just missed it. I'm just in that daze like, oh no, stream's over. Oh, okay. Mark Wright says they can't see the raid calls. Oh, they can't see the raid calls? She sings as well. Yes, Ochio does sing as well. Oh, okay, interesting. I'm unaware of seeing things. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out if people can't see raid calls. All right, so here's one, and then you really can't see this? Okay. All right. Well, let's. Well, I'll see everybody around, and thanks for coming by. Everybody, take care. Have a glorious night or day or time zone, and we'll see you next time. All right. See ya. Bye. Okay.